Hello, everyone. Adrienne Harris here. I wanted to come on today and talk to you a little bit about what is going on with the cosmos. So, if you don't know me, my name's Adrienne and I'm your host. I'm a numerologist. I am a soul path guide and a spiritual guide for people who are soul led and curious. So, if you're feeling this pull to reset, realign, and rise now, you're not alone. So, today we're going to dive deep into the energy of not only today, but June. And really, what are the numbers saying? What are the cosmos reflecting? And how can you integrate this into your life path? And also, like, literally take a breather. I want you to ground yourself and let's begin this recording. So, thank you so much for being here. So let's talk a little bit about the numerology. So for those of you who know, my I started my spiritual journey about 9 years ago, and numerology was not a part of my life. And one of the things that has come into my, I guess you could say, into my field is numbers. And I'm not the kind of person who loves numbers. I actually grew up with dyslexia when it comes to numbers. And so it's kind of funny that I am a numerologist. I have to be very careful that I don't transpose numbers, or when I'm calculating someone's numbers, that I have to constantly double check and make sure. So let's talk about numbers. So the numerology is literally just the language of the soul and the universe. And right now, we're being spoken to very clearly. Okay. So we're in a 6 universal month with this 9 universal year. And I want to break this down for you because a lot of people are curious. They're like, how can these energetics affect us? And I just want to share with you that numerology is something that needs to be experienced. So, we are literally sitting in this six energy this month, and it is all about a time of karmic rebalancing. And it's really asking, what am I responsible for and what am I not? So, there's a lot of things going on in the world stage right now, and I just want you to know what is your responsibility and what's not. The other thing that has come up this year for many of not only myself, but my clients, but the themes of family, harmony, healing, peace, and service. So, this is really your invitation to repair, rebalance, and release perfection when it comes to these types of things. I find that a lot of families, have a difficult time trying to communicate or don't understand the relationship dynamics between one another. And this is where we can tender to our old wounds, our relationships, and sometimes these come back into our field because it's not here to punish you, but it's here to guide you towards closure and wholeness. So, this is a really big time for Earth, the collective, and people around you for you to be able to close this off and close it up. So the 9 energy year I want to talk to you about because it is an overall arching theme. If you think about numerology, I always look at it in the lens of like an umbrella. And so this 9 energy year is all about endings. It's all about completions. It's all about, sacred surrender. And we pair this with the 6. It's like literally your cosmic cleanup crew for your heart, your habits, and your hidden grief that you possibly, haven't wanted to come to terms with. So I want you to just ask yourself, what are you truly ready to release in order to live deeper in alignment with your purpose? I did a post this morning on social media about religion, and I kind of got bullied by somebody yesterday, and I was just like, you know what? I think I need to share this because we all have our own beliefs. I have my beliefs around spirituality and religion, and other people do too. But I don't think it's fair of us to be like, well, your religion is wrong, or your spirituality is wrong, or numerology is wrong, or what you think is wrong. Because I think that we should be open to everyone's perspective and hold space for them to be able to express whatever it is that they want. And that's exactly what happened on my social media post today. So I'm so happy to hear from people who really are tied to religion and then some people who aren't. So, we still have about a week left of this month, and I really want you to let go of guilt, obligation, and outdated roles, especially the ones that keep you out of your joy. If you are not enjoying what you're doing, then stop. Plain and simple. I'm just going to say that if you don't step into something and go, oh my gosh, I hold this so in my heart. Just like Marie Kondo, you look at your clothes and say, okay, you know what? I really love this t-shirt, or really love this dress. I'm going to hang on to it. I want you to Marie Kondo your life right now. Okay. So you have about a week left of this energy in June. And then we are going to be stepping into the 7 in July, which I will come back on here and do another podcast on this. So the next thing is that we actually have some cosmic currents that are affecting us right now. So currently, right now, we've just shifted into Cancer season. We have Jupiter and Uranus playing in our world, and I want you to shift what we're looking at right now because our skies are speaking very loud and clear. And so we're going to take a look at the stars to see what's happening. So today is a new moon in Cancer. This is a very heart-led moon. So Cancer rules our emotions, our intuition, our safety, and the sacred feminine. Myself, personally, I have a Cancer moon in my astrology, and so I can feel this energy very intensely. And with this new moon, the universe is whispering, come home to yourself. Literally. It's a beautiful time to set intentions around nurturing your gifts, embracing your emotional safety, and honoring your inner voice. And I think that this is such a huge thing because that intuition is tied to the Cancer. So, the Cancer sign. So we've also had a couple of other things that are happening. So yesterday we had what's called a Jupiter Kazimi, and I posted again about this on social media. And Jupiter recently had this moment with the sun where it was right across from the sun. And this is literally a spiritual spotlight activating expansion and divine blessings. And so, because Jupiter is sitting in the sign of Cancer, this is a big moment for us because with Jupiter in this Cancer for the next 12 months, we're entering this cycle of emotional expansion and intuitive growth. And so, I want you to know that your emotions are like part of your soul's journey is to help you like feel into what it is that you need. And so I want you to know right now the floodgates of divine guidance are wide open, but only if you're listening, only if you're tapping in inwards and asking yourself what it is that you want. So the question for you is to ask is where can I trust my intuition more deeply? Okay, so when intuition comes to us at different ways and different times, and I actually haven't done this podcast now for I think 2 Fridays. And my intuition is like, you need to do your podcast. You need to go on. You need to do a video. You need to share. And so I heard this little whisper inside of me saying, okay, you know what? You need to do this because I don't know who watches my videos. I can see because it's on YouTube. I can see how many people watch them, but where are they going? Who's seeing them? I have no control over that. And I've literally just put this out to the universe and said, okay, universe, whoever's meant to see this will see this. And I don't try and control the outcome. And I'm just coming to you, being myself, and yeah, and that's all I'm doing. So Another big shift that's happening is Uranus. So all of our outer planets have moved and shifted in the last little while. So we had Pluto move into Aquarius, we had Neptune move into Aries, we've had Jupiter move into Cancer, and now Uranus is about to move into Gemini. So those are our four outer planets. Oh yes, and Saturn also moved into Aries. So we have like our five outer planets that are really kind of like setting the stage, and we've never had this before. And so now Uranus is about to move into Gemini in early July. And Uranus is the planet of disruption, surprise, truth, and innovation. And it's actually tied to the sign of Aquarius. And so when it moves into Gemini, which is the sign of communication, thought, duality, technology, all of those kinds of things, expect the unexpected. And I think that there's going to be a huge shift that happens in the world. There may be truths that are revealed. Ideas may explode in the sense of just like, I want to do something, and literally, universe is like, lines that up for you. And I really think that the collective consciousness is going to get a bit of a shakeup. And the reason that I say this is because I feel it intuitively. Uranus often says what others are afraid to speak. And so if something has been buried, which I believe that our whole history on this earth has been buried, this transit might expose it. So, on a personal note, I also believe it's a nudge to awaken, to think differently, and to question the norm of what's going on in the world. Because if nothing changes, then nothing changes. And so, this is where I want, to share this with you, that I believe that there is such a huge growth path that's happening right now. And I will just let you know, in July, I am launching my first mastermind. It is called Awakened and Aligned. And this is a beautiful container for a handful of women to come together, understand their soul codes so that they can step into the leader that they're meant to be in this lifetime. So, what does all of this mean for your everyday life, your relationships, and your soul journey? I'm just going to give you a few things you can do to work with this current energy. So, first off, I want you to release with grace. If something ends, let it. I don't want you to resist the flow of the nine energy. The nine wants to naturally release and let go so something new can start in the beginning. I also need you to be aware that, so July, August, September is the 7, 8, 9 in our numerology. I'm going to talk about this on another podcast. But October is a one energy month, and it is all about planting seeds. And so I do want you to take action. So the 7, 8, 9 is about taking action. In the numerology grid, the 7, 8, 9 is all about taking action and intuitively feeling into that everything is going to work out, everything is going to line up. This is why I'm launching my mastermind in July, because I truly do believe that we are souls and we are here to experience this life in the way that we choose to. And I know that there's a lot of people, I know because I did over 35 mini numerology readings with my last master class, of really what are these people's soul codes and what are they here to do. So I want you to release with grace. I think that that's really important, to just let go, because completion is sacred. It's a sacred act of self-honoring yourself. So if you're not meant to do something with someone anymore, then let that go. If you're not meant to be in a career that you're supposed to be in anymore, then let that go. If you're in a relationship that is just really not working out, then let that go. There's so many things that we can release and let go of. So I want you to do that on your own. Number two, I want you to return to your emotional truth. Um, with Cancer and this sixth energy, it's literally time to nurture your inner world. I know yesterday I sat with my mentor, my coach, and we literally talked about the things that we want to do. And I want to write a book on your soul codes about numerology, mixing Pythagorean numerology and Book of Life numerology, because I believe that both of them are so important. And understanding your life path and what your soul came here to do and experience. And then the book of life is in how are you going to navigate that and how are you going to do that? This is where I want you to tend to your heart and like you would, a garden that you absolutely just love. I want you to tend to the things inside of you that you've possibly, pushed away. I know for myself, I've carried a lot of generational trauma for my mom. And my mom is a um, a Cancer sign, and she just had her birthday on the 22nd. And knowing that my mom was born on the 22nd, that 2-2 energy within her chart is she intuitively knows what other people needed, and she has helped. She comes from a really big family, and she was the middle child and she was super sensitive. And I just don't think that she realizes how much her emotions actually have guided her journey. And so this is where I want you to tend to that sacred garden inside of you. And then where are you abandoning yourself in order to keep the peace with other people? I know that I need to address something with someone, but I'm just waiting for the right time because I just don't feel like it's happening, and maybe it's me, maybe it's her, I don't know. You know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to release it and just know and trust that it was meant to happen that way. So I want you to really trust your intuitive compass. This is number 3, because Jupiter in Cancer and the Uranus shakeup really means that it's all not all logic that will guide you forward. It's your deep inner knowing. It's knowing about who you are and what you want. So I want you to journal. I want you to do energy work. I want you to pray if that's what you do. And dream work, especially potent right now. Get out a pen and write. I think that there's so much that you could be doing that you're not doing. And so this is the piece that I really want you to tap into. So if you've been feeling like something's shifting, you're not wrong. The codes of your soul are definitely speaking. The cosmos is mirroring what you spiritually already know. And this is when we're in a season of literally spiritual maturity. So where you're being asked to choose yourself again and again. And I want you to let go. I want you to listen and I want you to lead with love. So what am I ready to close out? These are the questions I want you to ask yourself. What truth am I afraid to speak of? And, like I said, I did a very controversial post this morning about religion. I am not afraid to speak my truth. How can I create a life that is aligned with both my inner peace and also my divine purpose? We all chose here to come at this time. Your birthday holds your codes. So I really want you to understand that this is part of your journey. This is part of the experience that you've come here to really kind of like tap into. So, I want to wrap this up. And so I want you to just take a moment. I want to thank you for tuning in to today's episode. If this episode has stirred something in you, you're not alone. You and I are on the same page, and you are part of a larger spiritual evolution. And I'm honored to walk this path with you. So if you're curious about these codes and how they show up in your life, you can come and join me in my Awakened and Aligned Masterclass. You can connect with me on social media. I'm in the process of building numerology courses in school right now. You can follow this podcast, share it with somebody, and or, give me a like, because that helps more curious people find us. And so remember, your path is sacred and your timing is divine and your voice matters. So I just really want to thank you for joining me today and listening to me and what I have to share with the world. Okay, I hope you guys have an amazing new moon in Cancer. I hope you have an amazing weekend. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon. Okay, take care, guys.